Let me first of all, I'd like to thank our great chairwoman, Susan Schwecker, for the great work she's doing, Congressman Don Beyer, our great speaker, Eileen Filler-Korn, our majority leader, Charnel Herring, for the great work they've done. And I also want to thank the great chair of my campaign, Louise Lucas, the Senate Pro Tem, who's done a great job for the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I do want to say this now, on behalf of all of us, I want to give a great shout and a great offer of thanks to our great governor and First Lady Pam Northam. Ralph, thank you for everything you have done for the Commonwealth of Virginia. And a huge thank you to our Democratic ticket. We have our delegate and our next lieutenant governor, the first woman lieutenant governor in Virginia history, right over here. Hello. And we've got with her our great Attorney General, who's going to come back to make sure he's defending us and keeping Virginia moving forward. I thank Mark for your leadership. Virginia Democrats are really going to deliver for our Commonwealth with this amazing team that we have in place. But let me say to all of you here today, I want to say thank you. I can't think of a better place to be on this beautiful evening than right here with our President, Joe Biden. Let me just say this. It is amazing how far Virginia has come over the course of the last 8 years. I remind everybody in this audience, when we took office in 2013, we were facing the most anti-women, anti-gay, anti-environment, pro-gun legislation in the United States of America. We inherited an economy that was in crisis. Now, we've made great strides since then, but Virginia has big challenges ahead of it. It's going to take clear plans and experienced leadership to move Virginia forward and to lift all Virginians up. That is exactly what I did as your 72nd governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and it's exactly what I'm going to do as the 74th governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. As governor, I woke up every single day trying to make life better for all Virginians. We created 200,000 new jobs, 100,000, think about it, all these people going to work, 1,100 new economic development projects, 20 billion of new capital, and personal income went up by 14% when I was governor. And I am very proud that unemployment dropped from 5.8 down to 3.3% when I was governor. And I am proud that unemployment dropped in every city and county in the Commonwealth of Virginia. In our rural communities, most of those communities saw unemployment drop by nearly 50%. Now, many of these counties, as you know, are the most Republican counties in the state. But that didn't matter to me. I was willing to work with reasonable Republicans to bring jobs to every single corner of this Commonwealth. We leaned in on clean energy to tackle climate change and create jobs of the 21st century. We invested in education, expanding pre-K to thousands of our children here in Virginia. And speaking of education, I would like to give a shout out to the best professor we have at Northern Virginia Community College, our own Dr. Jill Biden. And she's doing a great job right now representing our country at the Olympics. But folks, working together, we came so far, but we have a long way to go. COVID has been so tough for so many families. Lifting Virginia out of this pandemic, we must take this opportunity to build a stronger Virginia where every single Virginian can thrive. I think you deserve to know where I stand on the issues. And that's why I have released 140 pages of very detailed policy plans so that you know exactly what I will do as governor. By working together again, we can and we will, and I promise you, we will create thousands of new high-paying jobs here in Virginia. I promise all of you, we will make sure Virginians have great pay and benefits, and we are going to get paid sick days here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And we're going to get family medical leave here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I promise you, I will raise the minimum wage to $15 within the next 3 years. We will reduce health care costs. And that starts with taking on the drug companies who have raised prices. Think of this. During the pandemic, they've raised prices on over 1,000 drugs during this pandemic. I'll renegotiate, and I'll get lower prices. I'll create a sunlight law to expose unfair price increases. I promise you this, I will not allow or tolerate pharmaceutical companies coming into Virginia and ripping off our citizens. I'll hold them accountable. And I promise you, I will invest a record $2 billion in education. My plan will lift up every child all across Virginia by focusing on preparing our students for the jobs of the 21st century. And I promise you this, I will raise the teacher pay above the national average for the first time in Virginia history. And I promise you as governor, I will get broadband access to every single Virginia home. Folks, that's why I'm running for governor. I'm running for you. My opponent, Glenn Youngkin, well, he's not running for you. He's running for Donald Trump. Folks, don't take my word for it. Glenn has said so himself. Glenn Youngkin has said, and this is a direct quote, Donald Trump represents so much of why I'm running. Youngkin has said he's honored to have Donald Trump's endorsement. In fact, Trump has endorsed him not once, not twice, but 3 times he's endorsed him. So you got to ask yourself, why is it that Glenn Youngkin and Donald Trump are so close? Because they share the same agenda. And you better believe that that agenda is completely out of touch with Virginians. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning of Glenn's campaign. He launched his campaign on an election integrity plan that was based on Donald Trump's conspiracy theory about the 2020 election. And for 5 months, that is the only plan that he had on his website. He called it the most important issue. So, folks, let me say this tonight. I am going to clear it all up for you. Joe Biden won that election fair and square. Right? Thank you. And then, listen to this, folks. Then, just a few weeks ago, we saw a shocking video in which Glenn Youngkin admits behind closed doors what he really wants to do as governor. He was caught on tape saying that when he gets elected governor, he will go on the offense and he will defund Planned Parenthood and ban abortions in Virginia. Folks, we've seen this playbook before. When I was governor, Trump, Youngkin-style Republicans tried to shut down every single one of our health care facilities for women, every single one of them, all 16. And then they tried to defund Planned Parenthood. Bill after bill came to my desk. Well, let me tell you this. I vetoed those bills. I stopped them before. I'll stop them again. And I promise you, I will be a brick wall to protect women's rights here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. But the worst part of the video, the worst part, Glenn Youngkin is caught on tape admitting that he's lying to the voters. He says on the tape that he can't tell the voters his real agenda because if he does, he will lose the election. His words. And you know what? This is what people hate about politicians, lying directly to their face. I will always tell you the truth. And let's take the economy. Glenn Youngkin lies about the Virginia economy all the time, every day. You know what he says? He says that we're in a ditch. Really, a ditch. Well, Governor Northam and I, we could give this private equity guy a little facts about economics, because guess what? Just last week, Virginia was just named the top state in America for business for the second year in a row, and the only state to get it twice. So now what's Glenn going to talk about? It's with lies like that, it is no surprise that Glenn Youngkin is the first candidate in 36 years to refuse to debate his opponent at the Virginia Bar Association. Think of that. Folks, Glenn Youngkin is scared to debate me. He is a chicken. Glenn, I'll debate you anywhere you want, anytime you want. Let's go. But so instead of me debating tomorrow, which has gone on for 36 years, I'm standing here before you tonight to tell you about my plans to move Virginia forward. As we did before, we will create great jobs, we'll make health care more affordable, and we'll give every single child a world-class education. But I need your help. The election is just over 100 days away. Between now and November 2nd, I need your help. I need you to work every single day and night. Sleep is way overrated. I need you in the game, because together, all of us, like we did before and we've done for the last 8 years, we can take Virginia to the next level. We're going to do it with the help of my good friend of 40 years. You know who's going to help us? Joe Biden. And let me say this. Since Joe Biden was sworn in on January 20th, President Biden has been hard at work getting our country and our economy back on track. Thanks to his efforts and the governor's here, we've gotten over 9 million shots in the arms of Virginians, keeping them safe. The American Rescue Plan, every Virginian should know this. The American Rescue Plan has injected new life into our economy, keeping small businesses afloat and providing more than $3 billion in funding for our Virginia schools. And think of this. Right now, the families of 1.5 million children in Virginia are now receiving a little extra help. And that's all thanks to Joe Biden's child tax credit. Thank you, Mr. President. So let me just say this. What did my opponent, Glenn Youngkin, have to say about the American Rescue Plan? Get this. You know what he called it? Unnecessary. Well, I got to tell you, I can't think of anything more necessary than having a president and a governor who are committed to investing in lifting up all Virginians, making sure our children get the best quality education, strengthening our economy. That's what we can do. And I want to tell you this. President Biden has always been a great friend to Virginia. As vice president, he was a huge ally with me. He leaned in on the critical issues. He worked with me when I saved the Port of Virginia. Together, we announced at Norfolk State a $25 million cybersecurity initiative for historically black colleges and universities. And when I needed help to unclog all of these Virginia roads, who did I call? Joe Biden. And he helped me secure the largest transportation loan in the history of the United States of America. And he worked with me as we made Virginia the first state in America to functionally end veteran homelessness. So, folks, he's been there for us time and time again. And can you imagine what we can get done for Virginia as Joe Biden as president and I'm back as governor? Let me tell you, folks, this state is going to take off like a booster rocket. Let me tell you that, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, our president, Joe Biden.